So, good evening, YouTube. Good evening. We are back again. Sorry this is late, but my Mac, for some reason, has been doing my nutting. The fan on it just seems to be going absolutely nuts today. So, yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I'm going to have a little look into that, but you can probably hear shh in the background. If you can, I apologize, but this Mac's fan is going mental. So, yeah, apologies for that. Don't forget, stick a thumbs up on the video. Do subscribe if you're new as well. That'd be absolutely superb. Follow the socials down below, and also the gaming channel where I spanked my mate Connor, who's got a channel called Rusty Con Gaming. Go and subscribe to him. I slapped him up 4-0. So yeah, that was kind of cool. But let's start off talking about this guy. Now, not many of you will know who he is. I genuinely didn't have a clue who he was until I read the article. I'm going to be straight up honest. You know what I'm like? I say it as it is. I'm not going to sit and pretend I know who this guy is because I genuinely haven't got a clue. All I know is from what I've read. And he's played for Leicester 11 times this season in their under-18s Premier League. Premier League 2. Well, he's actually played 9 in the under-18s Premier League. Premier League 2, he's played 1 game. Youth Cup, he's played 1 game. So a total of 11 games. And he's a right back. He's got 1 assist. He's out of contract by Leicester at the end of this season. Now, he's been there on a scholarship for 2 years. So they haven't been able to come to an agreement to sign him up for any more length of time. Now, his name's Dennis Guyyampah. If any of you that are Leicester fans that do watch this, Georgie, I know you watch it. He's 18 years old. He's a Ghanaian national. If you could give me any information on him, that would be superb. Because like I said, I genuinely don't know a great deal about him. But Arsenal are said to be tying up a deal for him, which will see him come to the Emirates as one of Mikel Arteta's summer signings. Now, what does that mean going forward in terms of our right backs? You know, obviously he's only a youngster, but if you think about it, on the flip side of that, our left back that's played 29 times this season, that's not a left back, he's a left winger, Bukayo Saka, is the same age. So I think it's quite clear the route that Arteta wants to go down. I think he wants to go down a route of more younger players that can grow up under a certain philosophy at the club, players that can buy into his own philosophy, basically, and can all grow up together throughout the ranks. Now, like I said, it will be a free signing if we do the deal. It's not been done yet, but by all accounts, it does look like it is going to be signed, sealed, and delivered. Now, what does this mean for Cedric Suarez? What does this mean for Hector Bellerin? Probably nothing, really, if we're being honest. I don't think he's going to come in and take their places anytime soon. He hasn't even broken into the Leicester team. The fact that they went and brought a new right back, Justin, I think his name is it Justin? I might be wrong. A youngster there. And then obviously they've got Pereira. So he hasn't been able to get into their team. I don't see him getting into our team, even though we're not as good as them right now. But listen, if you do know anything about him, please leave it down below. I would love to know. Let's move on to Santi Cazorla. Now, Santi Cazorla has had a very, very good season this season. And he wants to come back. He wants to come back to Arsenal. And he's actually spoken about it. He said that he's, he loves Arsenal and blah, blah, blah. Now, we love you as well, bruv, because you're an absolute hero. What a legend. Well, I wouldn't say legend, actually. That's a bit too steep. I'd say cult hero. Now, this season, his stats are very, very good. He's played literally with pretty much a broken leg or ankle. Yeah, he done his tendon, didn't he? And he was out for nearly 2 years for us. But his stats this season are pretty impressive. 29 games in La Liga and in the Copa del Rey in total. He's got 12 goals, 7 assists in all competitions. That is pretty damn impressive for somebody who's 35 years old. He's out of contract this summer at Villarreal. And his direct quote is, if I can just get it up on the screen, excuse me, he has said, "I don't know what my legacy is at Arsenal." This is speaking to Vamos. in Spain. He said, "You'll have to ask the fans, but I want to thank everyone. I don't know what I'll do next. Maybe a coach, maybe a sports director, but I'd like to come back." Well, that's pretty conclusive. He wants to come back to Arsenal in some sort of capacity. Now, don't forget, when we beat Hull City in the cup final, and he scored that absolute banger in that final from 30-odd yards to get us back into the game from 2-0 down, he was in the team, and the captain that day was, Mikel Arteta. So he has said that he wants to work with him again. Will Mikel Arteta bring him back? I'd love to see Santi Cazorla back at Arsenal as a coach. I think he was probably the most technically gifted footballer we've had for as long as I can remember. Since, well, I can't remember who's been better than him. I'd say him and Fabregas are probably the best two technically we've had in a long time. Probably in the Emirates era. You could maybe throw Sanchez into that mix as well, but for me, Fabregas and Cazorla, different gravy. They were different levels, man. They were so far ahead of anything we've had since or before, like that era in the Emirates. But I'd love to know your thoughts on both of them. Firstly, on Daniel Guyyampah, do you know anything about him? Leave it down below. Santi Cazorla, let me ask you this. What would you rate him out of 10 in his 6 years at Arsenal? I'd go with, bearing in mind 18 months of that he was out injured, I'd go with 8.5. Single-handedly done Man City, single-handedly brought us back into that cup final. What a player. Every time he got the ball, it was just a joy to watch him. So hopefully he does come back. Now let's move on to the last person that I want to speak about, and that is Willian. There's a lot of reports going around this afternoon and this evening that suggest that Arsenal have done a deal with Willian on the table. It's ready and waiting for Willian to sign a 3-year contract on 120 grand a week. I'll just say that again. 120 grand a week. 3-year contract. Listen, I think Willian's a very good player. I know that a lot of you, when I've done videos about Willian being linked to us, a lot of you don't rate him. Don't think he's got anything left, think he's a has-been. Listen, he is only 31 years old. And if we're prepared to keep a Aubameyang, who's 31 years old, oh, let's keep Aubameyang, let's let him leave for free, then why don't people want a serial winner? I don't get it. Listen, it's my opinion. I would take him. I don't know whether I'd give him a 3-year deal, but maybe that's to protect and try and get something out of it at the end when he goes to America or somewhere like that. This season, 37 games in all competitions, 7 goals, 6 assists. When you look at them stats, that's probably better than anything we've got in our team. On that side, Pepe, Nelson, you know, in terms of output, yeah, Pepe is probably there or thereabouts the same in less games, so you could say maybe. Reece Nelson is nowhere near that. I would take Willian in a heartbeat. 120 grand a week isn't necessarily that much money when you think that we've got a right back who's more of a fashion model, 115 grand a week. We've got a midfielder that's just disappeared for 7 years since he's been here, on 350 grand a week. And we've got Mkhitaryan, who don't even play for us, on 200 grand a week. So in the grand scheme of things, is it that much money? Probably not. Is it worth a 3-year deal? Probably not. But I would take him. And I'd love to know what you guys think on it. Like I said, by all accounts, we've offered a 3-year deal. And this is something that Arsenal are going to do a lot this summer. We're going to get the Daniel Guyyampahs. We're going to get the Williams. We're going to get them on free signings. We're going to try and kick on free signings. Try and make a little turnaround with the younger players and try and get them up and sell them on for bigger money. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. Leave all your thoughts and comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. On the Willian one, Daniel Guyyampah and Santi Cazorla. Leave it down below. I will be back at 9 o'clock. Like I said, socials are down there. Go and follow the Insta and the Facebook. That'd be great. And the gaming channel. Subscribe to this one. Stick a thumbs up on the video. And like I said, I will be back at 9 o'clock tonight. So come join in and check out the 2 videos I dropped earlier today as well. Laters, peeps.